Welcome back to the Green Yard. It is a beautiful October morning, early morning here in Phoenix, Arizona, Zone 9B. And I'm over here in the food forest part of the Green Yard. I know we've done a bunch of videos about the food forest part of the Green Yard recently. Things are taking off now that we're a little bit cooler coming out of our record-breaking summer, and everything's looking amazing. I got my our recently planted Adamoya behind me, starting to put off a lot of new growth. Over on the other side of our Hall Avocado, which we'll talk about here in a second, we have our miracle fruit, our monstera, our rose apple, and then of course behind me we have our koi fish pond and a plethora of trees. I know in the back there you can see our carrot mango, our jacote, African tulip, and a little bit of our jackfruit there. The reason we're here though is we're continuing on with our new update segment where we're talking about how is it growing. So today we're going to be talking about our Hall Avocado. So it's been a little over 18 months since this Hall Avocado was planted here in the food forest part of the Green Yard. And as you can see, it is kicking some butt. I'm actually a little shocked with how well it's doing just because of our record-breaking summer and it's just the amount of heat that we had. I had some trees that are supposed to do really well that suffered, and this guy just took off. Actually continued growing during the summer, but ever since we've cooled down a little bit, it's starting to put off a lot of these new leaves here. With our Hall Avocado, it is a tropical avocado, but that doesn't really mean very much for us here in Phoenix. Our Hall Avocados do really well. So let's go ahead and let's talk about our Hall Avocado. Here we go. Koi fish are over in the pond, hanging out, having a good time here. Here's that plumeria. Been doing a little bit better. I know we just did an update on our soursop with our growing our soursop video, but soursop keeps putting off these just really big leaves, which is awesome to see here. Sandal trees just hiding behind the corner there. Here is one of our dragon fruits. This is a red dragon fruit that we're having grow up the mulberry tree. That Adamoya I was mentioning before, you can see starting to get some new growth on here, which is really exciting. I'm excited for that new growth to start coming out there. And then of course we have our Hall Avocado tree. Hall avocados, just like all avocados, they do great here in our winter. It's really our summers that they struggle. So last winter was its first winter, and we had that kind of record-breaking winter, and it did amazing. Not really any issues whatsoever. Held on to its growth, didn't lose any leaves. They generally like our cooler winters, but you can see on here Our summers not so much. So this past summer, we had it was a very hot summer. We had a lot of days over 110, even over 115. And this tree, while in the shade, still took the brunt force of that summer. You can see a lot of those leaves started getting sunburned, even though it was only getting sun until about 10 a.m. Um, Whole avocados and any avocado, they really need that afternoon shade. That's one of their main things that they need here in the Phoenix area. Anything after 10 o'clock, no sun. So for us, we're fortunate because we have our big mother tree that we've talked about before, this giant male mulberry tree that provides all that afternoon shade for our fruiting and flowering tropical trees over here in the food forest part of the green yard. So we're very fortunate to already have all of this shade established. And that's really what has helped allow me to grow and have our Hall avocado tree thrive in this area. You can see on here too, got a lot of new growth coming out. So I have a feeling it's going to branch out pretty well this winter and into the spring as we continue to have those cooler temperatures. All right, so I know we're not necessarily talking too much about how to grow a Hall avocado here in the Phoenix area, but I did want to go into it a little bit. I've noticed an amazing amount of new growth, um, better structure, more branching in this last 8 months or so than I did previously. It's really interesting to see how, as the tree gets a little bit older, it starts putting off all these new branches off kind of the main structure here. One thing that I was concerned about with our Hall avocado is the fact that it's kind of floppy here at the top, right? So it grew, this is technically the top up here. Um, so it grew and it kind of flopped over, and I was concerned about it at first, but I'm just going to kind of let nature do its thing. Plus, we have all these new branches coming out, going straight up. I think it's going to end up being a very good thing that we kind of have this different structure on our Hall avocado tree. One thing that I do often is I use that fish emulsion to fertilize. Ever since I started fertilizing these trees, they have just taken off in growth, and they seem to handle that cold as well as their heat much better when they're being fed than when they're not being fed. So something to just keep in mind. Probably a good idea to feed those fruit trees on a regular basis. It really, really does help them be fed, do better. And then, of course, it is under this heavy mulch, and I do apply that agricultural sulfur as well to lower that pH. Our avocados do like that lower pH. So that way they can take up the nutrients from that fish emulsion. So just a combination of the mulch, the sulfur, and then that fish emulsion has really allowed this tree to just take off. So I'm excited to hopefully do a harvesting video maybe in the next couple of years, but I'll definitely have to do some more how's it growing videos to kind of show you, maybe 3 years out. What is it? How's it doing? Maybe even update you next summer on how it's doing through the summer. So I'm hoping really good things with our Hall avocado tree here. And I'm also hoping to eventually add in another avocado over on the introductory part of the food forest part of the green yard. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment below. And as always, live green, plant lots, and of course have fun. We'll see you next time.